going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got Coach Prime responding to all of the backlash, all of the think pieces that's come out about the way that he's gone about constructing this roster. Now, we know Colorado struggled mightily over the last few years, and it came to a head last year where they had to let the coach go. I think they only won one game and lost the rest of them. Very horrible season that they had last year. So when Coach Prime came in, he gave a speech about everyone, that aren't cut out to compete for the spot. Then they can go, and then he's bringing in his luggage, and it's Louis, basically saying he's bringing in a higher class of player that was currently on the roster. That sent everyone in a tizzy, and even the coaches started talking about it, which I believe their animosity is rooted in the fact that Coach Prime is going to take recruits and players out of the areas that they have had success in the past. Cool. He's not the only coach doing that, by the way. You got to compete with all the other coaches. He's just another cog in the wheel, but even the top elite coaches feel like Coach Prime is coming, and that when they visit Colorado, they won't leave without a commitment. Whether it's silent or whether they commit on the spot, they feel like it's an uphill battle with Coach Prime in the game. So we're going to check out what Coach Prime said initially, what those coaches have been saying about him, and his response.
We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis. Okay. It ain't gonna be no more of the mess that these wonderful fans, the student body, and some of your parents have put up with for probably 2 decades now. I'm coming. And when I get here, it's gonna be changed. So I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're gonna get. Because the more you jump in, the more room you make. Because we bring kids that are smart, say that, smart, tough.
A resetting of the standards and what the expectations are. I gave guys 12 months of grace, and I was unlike Deion. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's the 3. Go to class, live right off the field, and when you show up over here, man, you show up with respect and appreciation for your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start.
Whereas I hear other schools talking about they can't wait for today, the transfer portal, they can't wait to go out. I can't wait to coach my guys. Let me tell you that. I'm not thinking about anybody else other than this team that's out here. So.
You also have the Pittsburgh Panthers head coach talking about that's not the way it's meant to be, talking about the transfer portal and the way Deion is doing things. And what he said is when you become a head coach, you inherit that team and you coach that team. If someone wants to leave, that's great. You don't kick them out. I disagree with that whole process. That's not why I got in the game.
Obviously, you had major roster turnover from spring game until now. I guess, was it harder implementing what you wanted to implement back in December and January, or was it harder to get the team up to speed? Right now?
It was tremendously tough because you had some young men that just didn't want to play the game. They didn't love football. It's hard for me to be effective if you don't love it, if you don't like it, if you don't want to live it. That's tough. That's tremendously tough when you looking at a body of just dead eyes. That's tough on any coach, not just me. I'm pretty sure a multitude of coaches have experienced that until they could clean house and get the roster that they want. And it was tremendously challenging day by day. I'm happy with what I see every morning now. I really am.
So it's always interesting to hear these coaches speak on Coach Prime and what he's doing with his roster, because every coach is going to do what's best for their roster. Ever since this transfer portal's open, everyone's been jumping in, licking their chops, trying to get the best players that they thought could fill the positions and the needs to complete their roster. So Coach Prime, he's coming in to a situation of a team that is high major in a major conference, but they didn't win at all. And he's got talented players that want to play under him, guys coming out of top programs that other top programs were looking at to transfer into their team, and a lot of them going to Colorado, and he's getting these same coaches that would have took said players. He's getting them criticizing him because he got the players. And That's just what it is, plain and simple. If they telling me they wouldn't have took some of these players that Coach Prime got, everybody and their mama wanted Travis Hunter when they thought that maybe he wouldn't follow Coach Prime to Colorado. I don't know why anybody would have thought otherwise. Travis Hunter was in it, with Coach Prime from the beginning, so why people think they could swoop in and take him was beyond me. But yeah, I think that Prime, as far as his recruiting, I think he's doing the best he can so far. And he had people flip commitments. So that's why you're hearing a lot of this come out. People wondering why they're going to Colorado instead of Florida State, instead of Alabama. But you got, the Nebraska coach who was just coaching for the Panthers last year hating on Deion. You got Oregon coach who was hating on Deion for going to another conference. And a few days later, it's announced they're going to the Big Ten. So that's a life lesson. Don't let nobody trick you out your spot. Oregon was obviously looking at going somewhere themselves. It didn't just happen a few days later, all the paperwork and all the back end that has to happen for you to move conferences. So while he was criticizing Deion, he had knowledge that they was trying to get in another conference. So, for them to go to the Big 12 and y'all to go to the Big 10 and you hating on them, that's crazy. And then you got the Pittsburgh coach talking about that's not why he got into the game. Well, it's easy to say that when you're not Deion Sanders and you can't actually go get these players. And every school that I'm talking about, by the way, brings in transfers. So if kids are in the portal, why not go get the kids in the portal? A scholarship is a year-to-year agreement. Most people don't know that. They think when you commit to a school, you just got 4 years of education paid for, but that has to be renewed every year. And so if it don't get renewed, you don't have the scholarship. Like, people just assume it's 4 years, and yeah, most kids stay 4 years because you want to honor the agreement and the deal you made with the parents when you were sitting in the living room talking to them and everything. But the school ain't got to do that every year. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these kids, you just seen an exercise. He wouldn't be able to force them out if a scholarship was a 4-year agreement. You see what I'm saying? So just remember that. That's year to year. And people just normally get it renewed. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's something that has to happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so I think he's doing what he's got to do with his roster. You had somebody questioning him about Shedeur and the validity of him manning that QB spot, but we all knew he was brought in to do that. Shedeur is a pro prospect. They got him on Heisman watch saying he could be one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Now, that's a lot to live up to, especially when you're going up in levels. But, if he gets there and delivers, which I hope he does, people ain't going to be able to say too much. Everybody's been praising Travis Hunter. Urban Meyer said he reminded him of Percy Harvin when he was at Florida. So, he got some top-notch athletes and some top-notch performers. So I think that's where the fear is coming from. This is why people feel the way they feel about Coach Prime. It ain't got nothing to do with the football or nothing like that. They just really scared of what he may be able to do with this team, man. That's what I think. But shoot, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.